When the Monterey Bay Aquarium develops a new exhibit, such as the Wild About Otters exhibit, there are many factors to consider. For example, what species are included in the exhibit? This is your aquarium of the air.
I proposed the snakes because I had kept this particular species before in college. When I heard that we were doing a Southeast Asian exhibit, I thought that they'd be perfect, but what makes these Asian vine snakes stand apart from, say, another snake like a Burmese python or an African rock python was big constrictors. They're just so boring. They eat every couple of months sometimes if they're big enough, and they just sit there.
Evan Tyler is an aquarist at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
So they were looking for something like these vine snakes they're diurnal, they're extremely active. They're not heavy-bodied. If they were heavy-bodied, like the constrictors, they eat very rarely and they don't move a lot, and that's kind of their strategy. But these diurnal, active vine snakes are small-bodied. It means they have to eat a lot, so it means they're hunting a lot. It means they're moving around a lot. They're not too big, so we can keep many of them together. Instead of having one animal, we can have 10 or we can have 15. You approach the exhibit and you're expecting to see these snakes, and you'll see them. They'll start popping out. Oh, there's one, there's two, there's three. Wow, there's 10 in here. Their camouflage is fantastic, and at first glance they look like boring little green snakes. But you look closer and you see that they have all these adaptations. They have a horizontal pupil, which is unique to them. They have a sighting groove, this physical morphological characteristic that has adapted to let them sight their prey like the sight on a gun. There's no other animal that has that either. So essentially they have binocular vision like humans. They're fantastic sight-driven predators. They're completely arboreal, so they live in trees. They specialize on lizards, but some of the species specialize on fish. So we've created the exhibit to really try to maximize people's exposure to that behavior. There's a large water feature that kind of looks like a creek. They'll have branches, bamboo in this case, in which they will do most of their moving and living on. They rarely touch the ground. And what they do is they hang out of the branches, head down, the rest of the body's in the tree, and they strike fish out of the water. So it's really cool to watch. So, coupled with something like an archer fish exhibit where you have fish shooting insects out of the sky, you have the snake exhibit where snakes are shooting fish out of the water.
And for the latest news and information about the Wild About Otters exhibit and news about the aquarium, please check out the website, montereybayaquarium.org. I'm Jerry Kay.